Get your pro-life advice. Get your pro-life advice from the leaders of the nation. Get your pro-life advice. Get your pro-life advice. They'll help your situation. Oh, pro-life, where life matters.
Where you too can have a professional life. Hello viewers, and welcome to Pro-Life Advice, where you too can have a professional lifestyle. My name is Will Strickland, and today I'm going to talk briefly about a new hit movie, Think Like a Man, based on a novel written by Steve Harvey. In this particular movie, we have great artists such as Gabrielle Union, Taraji P. Henson, Kevin Hart, Terrence J., along with Michael Early, and a few other actors and actresses as well. Now in this movie, there's several different actors and actresses. The guys are hanging with the guys and the ladies are hanging with the girls. And basically, they're talking about men's issues versus women issues. And a lot of the guys are married. Some of the guys are dating. And I'm actually going to talk briefly about one particular gentleman that was in the movie who was actually what they call the player. He was actually a player extraordinaire. Now this particular player, what he used to do was he actually played on women's emotions, because a lot of women, they have these emotions and they need compliments. He would come up to them and say things like, "You're the most beautiful woman I've seen all day, and the effervescence of your lips and your hair is just flowing so beautifully that I just want to buy you a drink and smile at you, because nothing would make me feel more better than to at least be near you and speak to you and hear your lovely voice." Now, a lot of you are saying to yourself, wow, that sounded interesting. But at the same token, if that's not genuine, then it can be very, very misleading and deceptive. And that's what his tactic was. His tactic was to be misleading and deceptive, to deceive you out of what they call in the movie your cookie, to get in your pants, to have sex, to do the nasty. And right now you're probably giggling just listening to this, but the truth of the matter is it's really not appropriate style to do such a thing. And unfortunately, there's many men out there in the population, especially the African American population, who actually use these tactics, because women need compliments. They love compliments. They like to be told that they're beautiful. They like to be told that they're gorgeous and they're attractive, and they like to be told pretty things and nice things about themselves. But the truth of the matter is sometimes people are sincere and sometimes people are not. And unfortunately, there's people out there like the guy depicted in the movie Think Like a Man, who's just not sincere about his motives and so on and so forth. Now, I'm going to give you a couple of little pointers and a couple of little clues, some advice, again from Pro-Life Advice, on how you can really distinguish and how you can actually better prepare yourself in these types of environments and situations. The first thing is, you really, really have to think about when you meet someone, how you interact with them. I mean, the first thing, obviously, if you exchange phone numbers and so on and so forth, or even email addresses, you want to really just pace yourself. You want to give yourself a 30 to 90-day curve on your dating to even determine if this person has an inkling of being someone you would like to have some type of real meaningful relationship with. So after the first 30 to 90 days, you're dating, and in this period, you're feeling each other out as well. You want to make sure that this person has the qualifications you're looking for. Now, some of these qualifications are a job, in school, a healthy lifestyle, home environment. You may be looking for someone who's has a religious background, or perhaps a non-smoker or a non-drinker, and so on and so forth. So you want to fill all of these different attributes out to make sure that the characteristics that you're searching for are correct. Another thing you want to do is you want to make sure that between this period, you don't move too fast. You really have to pace yourself regarding sex and sexual activities. I mean, a kiss here and there might not hurt, but at the end of the day, you don't want to just jump right into bed with someone you just met, because that's going to really complicate things. The person's going to think either A, you're easy, B, he's not Superman, and C, if he could do it, someone else could do it. So if you're out for, let's say, if you're not with the gentleman for a week, he'll figure, hey, within that week, somebody slept with you, because if he slept with you in the first week, someone else could do the same thing. So you really have to pace yourself, ladies, on actually giving up what they call in the movie the cookie. Don't be too quick to give up the cookie. The other thing I want to talk about and give you a little bit of advice on is the word love, L-O-V-E. I know that's a difficult subject right now because a lot of women are emotional and they actually fall in love faster than men do. And what you really have to do is pace your emotions. And how do you do that? You can restrict the amount of time that you go on a date. In the beginning, you want to date, like, as an example, you might want to go to breakfast, you might want to have lunch, you might want to meet for an appetizer, maybe just a brief interlude, maybe an hour or two, just to start to get to know each other, and then follow that up with some phone conversations and so on and so forth. You really want to pace yourself. You want to take your time to get to know each other, because this is very, very critical, because sometimes you might find out that the gentleman is exactly not what you're looking for. So the more you pace yourself and, you know, go a little bit slower in that relationship, the better off your odds at really having something with a solid foundation. Again, this is just a little bit of advice that I like to share with the ladies who are listening in from Pro-Life Advice. Again, thank you for tuning into Pro-Life Advice. My name is Will Strickland, and I'm glad you're here. Again, thanks for watching, and do come back next week. We'll see you here at Pro-Life Advice, where you too can be a professional. Thank you. Good evening. My name is Will Strickland from Pro-Life Advice, and I'm here today with Miss Marshall from Exit Platinum Realty. Miss Marshall, can you tell me a little bit about your organization here at Exit Platinum Realty?
Sure. We have been in business since July 2006. We opened right around the time that, you know, the economy began to change. Let's use that word. The economy began to change.
Tell me a little bit about some of your goals here at Exit Platinum Realty, some things that you would like to see that would actually help the community and people obtain new houses and so on.
Well, talking about obtaining new homes, one of my short-term goals is to make sure that everyone that Exit Platinum Realty can communicate with, know, and realize that now is the very best time to purchase a home. You know, the home affordability has gone down so much that this is the time to do it. And anyone who is listening into your program, I highly advise that they do whatever it takes right now to start getting themselves together if they're not ready to purchase, to be able to purchase within the near future.
You stated just now, do whatever it takes to prepare yourself to purchase a home. Can you name at least 3 to 4 things of what do you mean by prepare yourself?
Sure. One of the first things that we all need to do is to make sure that our credit is where it has to be. Yes, credit is one of the most important things that the mortgage person, whoever is going to give you that mortgage, is looking for.
Okay.
They want to make sure that your credit is at least, you know, there's some companies 580 and above. Preferably.
580, wow, 580 is not bad. I thought you had to be in the high 700s.
No.
Really?
Most companies are in the 6. There's a few companies that are now doing the 580s, but there are a lot of other criteria that you will have to meet in order to get a mortgage if you have a 580 credit score. But we should at least try to have it in the 640s and above.
Okay.
You know.
Very good.
You know. Also, you need to be on your job for at least 2 years.
A minimum of 2 years.
Minimum of 2 years. If you're not there for a minimum of 2 years, and if you've changed jobs, it should be in the same field.
Right. I've seen a lot of job applications when they say you at least need to be on your job for 2 years when you apply for a car loan, so I do understand that.
Yeah. Also, for a home, they're looking to see that you've been employed in the same field, if not at the same job, for at least 2 years.
What about residency? Do you have to have the same resident for 2 years, or how's that work?
No, you don't have to. They do look for at least 1 year rent. They want to make sure that if you've been renting, that you've paid your rent on time for at least 1 year.
Do you hear that, viewers? Make sure you pay your rent on time and don't land in landlord-tenant court.
And one of the biggest things that we find is people talk about living out their security, and now they're getting ready to buy a home and they haven't paid their rent because they think that they're living out their security, but that shows up as being late, and that can hurt you when purchasing a home.
This is very good stuff.
Yeah. So
Okay.
those are some of the main things that they look at when you're purchasing.
Tell me some of the community affairs that Exit Platinum Realty may be involved with at the time. You guys do anything with the community, or you have any community outreach or any programs?
Oh yes, well I speak at some first-time home buyers seminars.
Oh, nice.
Yes, I do for the city of East Orange ever so often, and I also do with another community organization that get people ready to purchase homes. So I speak at those. Our organization is basically, I would say, community-centric organization. We really believe in interacting with the community, and I personally belong to several community organizations. We've gotten many awards and many, things for supporting different things, different functions that they have within the community. We've gotten stuff from East Orange, the city of East Orange. We've gotten from the Caribbean American communities. We've gotten several awards for that. We also, Exit of itself, the Exit franchise, we are a part of the Habitat for Humanity program.
Wow.
And our office, it was just absolutely wonderful. Our office was on a build. We built two homes, helped to build, we didn't build it on our own, we helped to build 2 homes in Newark.
Really?
And they're still standing, and it's such a pleasure, and you're so proud when you pass the homes, you drive past and you see, these homes that people are in. So it's
outstanding.
Really
So there are 2
thing
homes built in Newark that you guys were involved
that we
with.
worked on. Yes,
And that's
we
the which
actually
project again?
worked on Habitat for Humanity.
Oh, Habitat for Humanity. I believe I've heard of it.
Yes,
Excellent.
yes.
Is Corey, the Mayor Booker, involved in that?
No, he was not involved. I'm not sure if he has any kind of involvement, but they do have a Newark-based office, and it was a lot of fun. It was really a lot of fun and great. When you pass and you see these homes that are up, and people are enjoying them, to know that you actually helped put the walls up.
Fantastic. Well, we're going to be right back here at Pro Life Advice. We're actually going to bring on Nigeria Brown, who's one of your agents. She's a part-time agent. I hear she's outstanding, and she's doing some outstanding things.
Good evening. My name is Nigeria Brown, and I'm an Exit Platinum Realty agent, and I'm very happy and honored to have Mrs. Donna Marshall as my broker and trainer and great leader. As far as training, we learned great opportunities on short sales. We learned how to deal with customers that are in trouble with dealing with their homes and short sales. We also have learned great opportunities for mortgage brokers, as well as sellers, buyers, first-time home buyers, and etc.
Well, thank you for all the compliments, first and foremost. At Exit Platinum, we really believe in training. It's very important to me that our agents are the best trained in the industry. So we make sure that every Wednesday night they have, some type of training in the office here. Most important to me also is the way they treat their clients. I usually say that the agents are my clients, and I treat them the way I expect them to treat their clients.
I fell in love out on the sea. That was the first time you made love to me. We sailed into paradise on a ship called Spanish Love Song. Well, my name is Hunter Hayes, and I'm on the Pro Life Advice Show, and I'd like to tell you a little bit about myself. First, we'll start out with where I'm from, where I was born, Essex County, Montclair, New Jersey, way back in the 1900s. And I obviously, as I grew up, my father was into drum. Hunter Hayes Sr. was a drummer. He played with Dizzy and Miles when they would come to Newark. My mother told me that. And I remember the drum set being at the house, and it was a white pearl set. And, I think he was good. She said he was good. And anyway, jazz records would come to the house, and Miles, Dizzy, and, Sarah Vaughan, all the greats of the past. We had a hi-fi. It wasn't a, of course, it was no CDs back then, but we had a hi-fi stereo, and bass was booming in the house on a Friday and a Saturday, and they had dances at my house in the basement, my mother's house. People would be dancing to the music. I'd have fun watching the people act crazy, but the music was the thing that used to get to me. In my high school years was when I really excelled pretty fast. We had a little school band, and then we got discovered, went to New York, we got to the Cheetah Club. Kool and the Gang's manager saw us there, and we made a CD. And then after that, I wanted to go out on my own, so the fellas, you know, we kind of broke up. All bands break up, and we broke up. I went to do club music. So I was invited to go hear this guy, Colonel Abrams, and he became my friend. And I did a record called This Time, and another one called Are You With It? And I was with Columbia Records, 4th and Broadway Island Records. Came out, Billboard magazine, big record in the Billboard magazine, and on the East Coast for a while. Played on the radio, WBLS, WNJR, all the AM and FM radio stations, LIB, and Hot 97 and everything. So now I was there. As those years rolled by, I started writing my own music and performing in clubs and for mayors and congressmen and different people and governors. All of them know me, especially in New Jersey. And so now what I'm doing now is recording my own CD, which is this. It's Been a Wonderful Life. Just recorded that in the last 9 months. We sold over 5,000 copies of that. Once again, my name is Hunter Hayes, and I'd like to thank Will Strickland for inviting me down to the Pro-Life Advice show. And right now, we're going to skip forward a little bit to some of the things I'm doing locally to keep myself going. So my advice, since this is an advice show, anybody who's trying to make a record, a CD, or anything, you need to start with the basics. First of all, know that you can sing, know that you can play, and do things that are your strengths. I'm good with R&B and jazz because I play the sax, and so I'm not going to be singing any Neo or anything like that. I do like Neo and all those guys, but you know, I have to do what I do best. And to get hired on a local level to make money until your record gets big, you have to sing what the people want. So Val and the people here at Lounge 52 and different places around town, and they hire me because what I do best is I feel from here when I sing. I sing old school. I go from Motown to Barry White, come on down. I'll do some Teddy Pendergrass, some Luther, some Marvin. That's what people feel. Those are the records people bought. And if you can touch them through what they've bought, through what they know, they'll hire you. And then at the same time working on a new project, songs from my life. Songs like Be a Winner. Songs like Mother and Son. Songs like Name Something After Your Children. Those are the songs that are you. Those are the songs you should do. And not so much the suggestions of other people. But take good advice. Good advice is to watch this show. When you want to watch this show, you'll get good advice from people like me. I'd like to give a class on how to be an entertainer, a local entertainer, and then how to make your stuff sell on the internet, which we sold 5,000. So I have almost 5,000 fans on Django Internet Radio. So remember, thank you, Will, for having me down Pro-Life Advice Show. And I'd like to do some things for you right now, live.
Get your pro-life advice. Get your pro-life advice from the leaders of the nation. Get your pro-life advice. Get your pro-life advice. They'll help your situation.
Oh, pro-life, where life matters.
Where you too can have a professional life.